Galamera, Galamera, Galamera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I think we're slightly late this morning in the broadcast. A little bit of a hangover from yesterday's celebrations of Jane's birthday. Jane would like to say thank you to all those people who sent her cards, messages, and even e-cards as well. And there's just a little selection of the cards that Jane received. My one is not the one with the cat on, but that one there. That was my one. I thought that was going to be the only card that she would get. But no, Jane being as organised as always had already collected her birthday cards while she was over in the United Kingdom visiting her mum. So there you go. So thank you once again for all those people who got in touch. And yesterday we had a lovely evening, a few bottles of champagne, plus we had a bit of a mix of Indian, Mexican and Italian cuisine last night. In other words, pizza, lovely bits from Iceland, Indian, and also some, fajitas and cream dip and stuff like that. So yeah, ever so nice. Anyway, just going to show you the weather this morning as we go outside. Oh, look at this. Why couldn't it have been like this yesterday for Jane's birthday? Absolutely fantastic. I think the bad weather has passed us at the moment, which is really nice. So look at that. Absolutely glorious. And I noticed Rossi's tuning in. I think Rossi's over there in Australia. So nice to have you, Rossi. It's been a long time. I remember coming into your bar up in Argosy years ago. Anyway, nice to have you looking in, mate, and we'll get to all the other people that are tuning in at the moment. But once again, what fantastic weather we're having today. And do you know what? I've just noticed that my little turnaround for the camera control, I can't see it. I can't see it at all. It's disappeared again. So I think I might be doing this little talk to you just with you looking at the beautiful sunshine and me talking in the background. Right then, so what's been going on? It's been a very interesting day. Not only has it been Jane's birthday, but obviously things have been going on. So it is now the 19th of November. It is Thursday. It's day 13 of the lockdown. Again, just want to say that within the last 24 hours, yesterday saw the second highest figures for both new infections and deaths here in Greece since the crisis started. Now, yesterday, Greece had 3,209 new cases of the virus. 29 of these cases were detected from people entering into the country at airports or at ports. And that brings now the total number of infections since the pandemic started to 82,034, of which 53% of those infections are men, and obviously the rest are ladies. Anyway, we've got 2 new cases here on the island in Zakynthos. A foreign couple who live permanently in Zakynthos were diagnosed with the coronavirus yesterday. They'd actually gone to the hospital to have tests performed. Now, all that's known about them at the moment is that it is a 34-year-old woman and a 39-year-old man. But it just says foreigner from the Greek press. That could mean an Albanian, or that could mean somebody who is an expatriate living here on the island. But at the moment, no information has come through as to who they are. Now, I've just been looking at Corfu today, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Corfu in a little while. There's been 11 new cases on Corfu, which is down on yesterday, where yesterday they had 15 new cases in Corfu. Anyway, 70 new deaths as well have been reported. That is up yesterday, which was 59 deaths we had the day before. So bringing the total amount of deaths as 1,228, and the average age of those people that are passing away is in their 80s, and 97.2%, being very specific today, had underlying health problems or were over 70. Anyway, just going back to Corfu, as I said, Corfu, one of the 5 elderly women patients with COVID-19 that had been transferred from Ioannina to Corfu Hospital yesterday passed away. The other 4 elderly women from Ioannina remain hospitalised in the specialist infectious disease unit at the Corfu Hospital. Yet Corfu has been taking people from outside of the island who've needed treatment. So, and again, I would think there's great pressure at the moment in Corfu because Corfu's numbers have been going up quite a bit. Anyway, that's Sandy who's just coming in to say hello. Hello, Sandy. Right, other news then. Critical cases then at the moment, people in ICUs, the average age at the moment of people in ICUs is 65 years of age. At the moment across the country there's 400 people in ICUs, 148 of these are women and the rest of them are men, and incubated patients that have got underlying, I'll say that again, the incubated patients have underlying diseases. Most of them are 70 years of age or over, and 410 people have actually passed through the system to obviously through the ICUs. Either they've passed away or they have passed out of the system to free up beds, because at the moment that is a big worry about beds being freed up. Anyway, the Greek Health Minister Vasilis Kallilis said on Wednesday that the Greek health authorities plan to inoculate, now this is interesting, 2,117,440 people per month once the COVID-19 vaccine arrives in the country. Now, he stated that the vaccine will be done by appointment to make it orderly. You'll send an SMS in the same way that you would book out online, and that would then go to a call centre. Now, the inoculations will take place in 1,018 health centres throughout Greece, with the priority given to personnel, or medical personnel and people of vulnerable groups. Now, they estimate that every citizen will need about 10 minutes to be vaccinated. Now, the Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis has also announced that COVID-19 vaccines will be free. However, no mention has been made if it will be compulsory. Will it affect free movement? Because, to be honest, when you look at the vaccines, I was looking at some interviews that Professor Anthony Brooks, the Professor of Genetics at the Leicester University, was talking on yesterday's UK Talk Radio. He said there's a lot of unknowns about these vaccines. The initial data does look positive. He's got to be honest about that. However, what the data shows is that these vaccines only reduce the symptoms, but not actually kill the virus. And it worries me, I'm talking about myself now personally, is that are these vaccines going to be safe? With the rush to produce them being so quick as it is, because I think back now to the times during the Gulf War when everybody was getting ready to go overseas and people were being injected for measures against nerve agent and gas attacks, etc. And I remember the Americans were forcibly being told to take these inoculations. And then about 20 years on, people started to suffer badly from their health. We got the thing of Gulf War syndrome, and some of that could be traced back to some of the drugs that were being injected into people as a form of making them stronger against the effects of certain chemical weapons. So again, it does worry me that these vaccines are not really 100% safe at the moment. There's such a rush to get these things produced. And also, what kind of restrictions will be placed upon us once you get injected, or if you refuse to have the injection, i.e. will you not be able to travel? Will you be restricted as to where you can go, or will you be forced to have an injection before you can get any form of legal work done, etc.? It just seems to me a lot of control is being put in place through the supposed safety of having a vaccine. Me personally, I don't want a vaccine injection. I'm quite happy just to sit it out, let the disease take its course. And at the moment, with this lockdown that we're in, we're getting higher death rates and higher infection rates on this second lockdown than what we ever had on the first lockdown. So anyway, we shall wait and see what happens there. Anyway, a little bit of good news, if you want to look at it as good news. The alternate development minister Nikos Papadikis told Greek Sky Television yesterday there's plans for a gradual reopening of businesses in 2 weeks' time, starting with the retail and food catering. Now, he's argued that the situation concerning the spread of the virus is showing some stability and there will soon be a significant reduction. Don't forget that tomorrow we should be looking to see if they're going to change the decision about how long the lockdown will go on or whether it's going to be extended. So we'll wait and see what Friday's result. Oh, no, sorry. It's been moved from Friday until maybe next week. So giving it a bit longer for this lockdown to work. Anyway, he added that the reopening of enterprises will be similar to last spring's experience when small stores opened first, then the bigger ones, the malls and the food service establishments were then last to open. Anyway, the minister further told Thema Radio that lifting the restrictions probably won't take place across the region simultaneously, with the infection rate of each region also being taken into account, which I think is common sense. At the moment here, our infection rate is low. We've got a few infections, but not that many in comparison to many other areas. So why should we be penalised because certain other areas got a higher infection rate? So hopefully, yeah, that's a bit of common sense coming through there, to be honest. Anyway, also the development minister, Andreas Georgiadis, also told Greek Sky TV there will be a clearer picture of the situation in about a week's time, and only then can the discussion of reopening then begin, as I've already probably mentioned that already, which is, again, giving time for things to take effect. He also said that the ministry has a plans for gradual emergence from lockdown, adding that the decisions about that will be made exclusively by the government, but in cooperation with scientists. So we'll wait again. We'll wait and see. Anyway, a little bit of local news now. Alpha Bank has now put a big weight on the back of the municipality of Zakynthos. When you think about all the money that the municipality's been losing through the lockdowns, through the bad season, through the hurricane, this is just like another issue that the local municipality has to deal with, and it seems this dates back 14 years. Anyway, I'll just give you the story. Alpha Bank put another big weight on the back of the municipality of Zakynthos. That's what the local press is saying, and this is from an old loan that the metropolitan municipality received 14 years ago through the defunct bank Empiria. Anyway, a meeting at Tuesday's Economic Committee, the cash service of the municipality announced that the accounting settlement of debts for the amount of €4,350,000 that the bank had agreed to receive, and as it became known in the following days, a payment certificate was actually received. However, the municipality proceeded to repay the debt through the amount received from the Ministry of the Interior for overdue debts a few months ago, and the settlement of debts to the bank became a priority as there was a court decision from the Patras Appeal Court from 2018. Anyway, the municipality of Zakynthos had concluded in 2006 that the then Empiria Bank was considered invalid. Today, its universal successor, Alpha Bank, with a court decision, the decision of the multi-member court of the first instance of Zakynthos, accepted that the loan agreement was invalid because there was no deed of confirmation by the General Secretary of the Ionian Islands region for its legality for the loan agreement to be concluded. However, the court accepted the lawsuit that followed from Empikori Bank, which obliges the municipality of Zakynthos to pay Alpha Bank the amount of, get this, $5,500,000. Looks like they put extra interest on top of that. Because it was in accordance with the provisions of unjust enrichment. With the same decision, the bank was obliged to return to the municipality of Zakynthos the amount of €917,210 as the amount paid by the municipality of the island to the credit institution due to the invalid loan agreement. Basically, what they're saying there is that the Alpha Bank had obviously acquired the debt from the other bank even though it was deemed in the courts that basically that loan was invalid, because if I remember rightly, this loan was received under dubious circumstances by another previous administration. Alpha Bank has basically said, we own the debt and we obviously want the money back with interest. So again, that's more hassle for the local municipality here. And Jane and I were just talking about, you know what, if you work as the mayor of this island, you've got a heck of a job on your hands. And we'll still wait to see the mayor's court case, if that's going to be restarted, that's been ongoing, which has been an absolute saga. But I won't go into that now because I've got so many people at the moment who are tuning in and also leaving comments as well. Got to say hello to Kelly Cousins, who's watching. Nice to see you, Kelly. Sean Gibbons is watching. Sean over in Gibraltar, if I remember rightly. Nice to have you tuning in. Rossi's Place as well. Nice to see you, Rossi. I was talking to you just a little bit earlier. Rossi's Place, which is now called Mind the Gap in Argosy, if you know where that is, just across the road from the factory, which I used to manage years ago. And Rossi used to have the bar across the road. Oh, those were halcyon days. Anyway, nice to have you tuning in, fella. Brett Weston's tuning in as well. Nice to see you as well. Alf Ling is tuning in. Nice to see you. Nicola Hooper's tuning in. Nice to have you in as well. Emma Marku is watching. Nice to see you. I've got a reply from Rossi. He says, hi, buddy. I watch your show all the time. Stay safe. Cheers for that, mate. I never realised you tuned in. That's really nice. Oh, bless you. Anyway, he's also a big Man U fan as well. I can hear the screams in Australia now. Man U. There you go. Anyway, Julia Hansel is watching as well. Nice to see you. Noel Hester is watching as well. Dean Parler is watching as well. Emma Marku says, I always listen to talk radio. They always have all healthcare professionals on and look at the bigger picture. I'm not anti-vax, but I am concerned greatly. No vaccine for me and my hubby at the moment. Love you and love your updates. Thank you very much. I do actually love listening to talk radio because one of the interesting things is talk radio went from being pro-lockdown to anti-lockdown, and also does, as you say, looks at the bigger picture. A lot of the health experts that they bring in, and I love, I'm trying to remember her name, Julia, who's on there. When she gets, government officials from the UK government in, and she takes them across the coals on talk radio. She is very, very good. I had to laugh. Everybody was on about Piers Morgan's interview on Good Morning Britain yesterday, which was an absolute train wreck of an interview. Never asked any pertinent questions, never asked anything about vaccinations and what was going to happen. And I can not see Piers Morgan lasting very long at all. But if you want good information, good, shall we say, balanced look at the crisis, I thoroughly recommend Talk Radio UK to bring you your information. And again, I look at them all the time. I'm looking at local news media here. I'm also looking at international news media. I had to laugh. I was looking at, I haven't mentioned it in the news today, but Obama has got his autobiography out called Promised Land. And Obama was talking in his book. He does a little bit about the economic crisis in 2008 and 2009 time, and Obama said that he couldn't say certain things at the time, but what he did notice that during the economic crisis, France and Germany were all about austerity, all about making Greece pay, but on the other time, they never mentioned the fact that France was exporting lots of imports into Greece. Germany was obviously importing lots of stuff into Greece, all tied up in French and Greek banks. So in some ways, as Obama said, they weren't trying to save Greece's banks, they were trying to save their own banks. But he couldn't say anything at the time, probably because he'd been bought by the American banks. But we won't go there, all right? But anyway, that's it from me. I've got more people. Anyway, morning, buddy, from Tim Crystal. I hope Jane had a good birthday. She had a fantastic birthday. Heather Nash is tuning in. Hello, Heather. How are you feeling today? Heather's a care worker at the moment, and she's not been feeling too well. She's not sure whether she may have it or not, although she's had a test. But we hope you get better soon. Brett Weston says, I think you've got to look at the risks. If you've got medical issues and you get a COVID, if you get COVID would be bad, would it be better to get a vaccine? I think vaccines, Brett, should actually be your own choice. Whether you get it or not, it's your choice. You shouldn't be told you will have an injection, you will have a vaccine. And if you don't have a vaccine, you can't have a passport, you can't go travel, you can't even pop across the border to go and have a sneaky pint in another place. You know what I mean? It's your choice, Brett. If you want to make that decision that you have a vaccine, you shall have a vaccine. Heather Nash, she says, morning from me and Gary. How's Gary at the moment? Is he still working? Is he still on the building sites? Philip Ellis is watching. Diane Round is watching. Heather Nash says, from a miserable, wet Birmingham. Oh, bless you. It was miserable and wet here yesterday, trust me. Natalie Hunt is watching. Andy Johnson's watching. Linda, Gary is watching. Ian, Wendy, Wyatt is watching. Hello, mate. How you doing? How's your dad? All right. He's started karaoke singing at 90, his dad. Bless him. Charles Ballantyne, Chick Ballantyne is there. Ian Wendy White says, nice to hear you, Ginge. Hope all is okay over there in Zakynthos. Hope we can get back over there and see you soon. Well, to be honest, I hope you all can. Anyway, that's it from me today. What am I doing today? Probably just odd jobs, all right? Odd jobs to be done today. Oh, yeah, just a quick reminder before I forget. Don't forget, I really was chuffed, actually, that my show yesterday went up, which took me a while to put up because the weather had been so bad. And basically, what happened, the show went up and it charted within 5 hours. I haven't checked its position today in the charts, but don't forget, I'll be doing a live broadcast tomorrow at 3 p.m. Greek time, 5 p.m. 3 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Greek time. So if you want to request a dedication or anything, just pop it down in the bottom in the comments, all right? Or come and join me in the chat room. I'm really looking forward to doing that broadcast tomorrow. And thank you. I don't know how Mixcloud collates these charts, but every time I do a show, it always seems to chart, which I'm really chuffed about. And I've just had a message from Heather and Gary. They said me and Gary both positive have just had his results. Oh, bless you, my love. Well, you take care and you stay safe, all right? And stay in touch. I know Jane talks to you guys a lot, okay? Geordie Meldrum is saying morning. Steve Marriott is saying morning. Marty Hodsworth, Marty the Mod, is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you, Marty. And John Mims, the father of our Michael Jackson tribute, is also tuning in as well. Right, listen, I'm going to have to go because I'm burbling a bit now. But anyway, don't forget, Friday tomorrow, my show going out here, 3 o'clock your time, UK, or wherever else you are in the world. God knows what time that is in Australia. And also at 5 o'clock from Greece. And once again, don't forget, as soon as the show goes out, it goes up onto Mixcloud, where you can just hear the music. And on Twitch, you can see it, but it is censored for copyright in certain sections, which is a bit annoying. I'm hoping that Mixcloud will get the pictures one day, although the pictures are there when you broadcast live, you just don't get to keep them. Oh, we even got Paddy Foxwell tuning in as well, and Keith Jean Bolton as well. I think, Jean, are you in Australia as well? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I better go because everybody's turning up and I'll never get out to do these odd jobs. Anyway, you take care and have a great day wherever you are.